Let's get right to the new developments in the massacre of those 5 police officers in Dallas, an act of madness that has injected a whole new level of anger and fear into America's already fraught debate over race and law enforcement.
Overnight, large street demonstrations have been going on in cities across our country. The protest movement against fatal police shootings of black people is not slowing down, even after the events in Dallas where 5 officers were murdered. And the tension is evident. We want you to look at this social video from an overnight demonstration in Baton Rouge. You can see an officer pulling his gun on protesters.
In some places, though, communities are really coming together. This indelible image out of Dallas, a police car there blanketed in flowers.
And this morning we are getting new video and new eyewitness accounts of the fear as well as the heroism during the shooting in Dallas. We have team coverage this morning, and we do begin with ABC's Matt Gutman right there on the ground in downtown Dallas. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, Paula. And that fear and heroism you mentioned was intensified by the fact that city officials thought they were under siege by an unknown number of gunmen that night. Now that they know it was a lone gunman, officials are focusing on investigating how he did this and patching Dallas back together.
Oh, it's a sniper from up here somewhere. It's a sniper?
This morning, as agents comb the streets for evidence, they're learning more about the gunman.
There was confusion with everybody running around, but this was a mobile shooter
who police say began blasting away shortly after this peaceful demonstration in Dallas on Thursday. As the gunfire ricochets, hundreds scatter. Some hide between cars. A woman runs, pushing a baby carriage. As police lunged for cover and tried to find the shooter, they started to go down.
Code 3, officer down. Shots fired, officer down. We got a guy with a long rifle. We don't know where the hell he's at.
Dallas PD shutting down the airspace over town, thinking this was an ambush with multiple shooters.
Somebody's really armed to the teeth. This is not one person.
But it was one shooter, Micah Xavier Johnson.
Mr. Johnson had written manifestos on how to shoot and move.
You see him in this video advancing with deadly efficiency on this officer. Firing, the officer gunned down. The toll, 14 shot, 12 of them officers. 5 of the officers died. Towards midnight, SWAT teams finally cornered Johnson on the 2nd floor of El Centro College.
The suspect stated he wanted to kill white people, especially white officers.
Negotiations break down, and police use an explosive mounted on a robot similar to this one to kill Johnson for the first time in history. The crime scene enormous, spanning 20 city blocks. The shooter was about 100 yards away. Still, he was able to hit this squad car. You see bullet holes here and down there, and on the other side of the car, he actually managed to shoot out the tires. But tensions here still high as we interviewed the chief of the Dallas area Rapid Transit Police, who lost one of his officers in the attack. A man approaches from behind, making that shooting motion into the chief's back. It was a pretty disturbing interaction, and immediately afterwards I challenged the chief about how it made him feel. He said that right now all officers, regardless of race, feel vulnerable. And we should note that in that chaotic shootout, hundreds of officers were involved, but only 12 of them discharged their weapons. Paula.
That was a jarring and disturbing moment right there, Matt. Thank you. We do want to move now to the investigation focusing on the gunman, 25-year-old Micah Johnson. He was a former Army reservist, and this morning the AP as well as the New York Times are reporting Johnson was accused of sexual assault by a female soldier when he served in Afghanistan. He reportedly received an honorable discharge for reasons his military lawyer says he doesn't understand. And ABC's senior justice correspondent Pierre joins us now from Washington with more on what we're learning about the gunman. Good morning, Pierre.
Good morning, Paula. The suspect's motive disturbing: racial hatred and simmering bitterness for police.
Authorities say this is the deadly sniper, Micah Xavier Johnson, a former military man who went hunting for police, specifically white officers.
One officer down. There appears to have been one gunman with no known links to or inspiration from any international terrorist organization.
Law enforcement sources tell ABC News Johnson was armed for his shooting spree with an assault rifle and 2 handguns.
It's been a tale of cowardice by an assassin.
Johnson served in the Army Reserve from 2009 to 2015, doing a tour in Afghanistan. According to police, his Facebook page reveals some of that rage against police. He liked the page which said, "Kill everything blue that moves." Overnight, police searched Johnson's home in Mesquite, Texas. They say they found bomb-making materials, ballistic vests, rifle, and a personal journal on combat tactics.
This was a well-planned, well-thought-out, evil tragedy.
Neighbors in this quiet suburb of Dallas were stunned that the killer was living among them.
This guy lived around the corner from me and was willing to take people's lives that he didn't even know. You know, it's scary.
Micah's sister took to Facebook writing, "The news will say what they think, but those who knew him know this wasn't like him."
While there's no sign of a wider plot, police continue digging into Johnson's background, searching for anyone who might have supported him, especially black supremacists. No evidence of that so far, but police in Dallas and around the nation remaining on alert. Paula.
And Pierre, how pivotal is this time in our country right now?
This is a defining moment. You have routine encounters between black men and police turning deadly, like that tragic case in Minnesota. At the same time this year, the number of officers killed by guns in the line of duty is up 44%. That's a complicated mix.
Very complicated, Pierre. Thank you. Dan?
Complicated and combustible mix. Pierre Thomas, thank you.